Hey, I'm Sean Provencher, and welcome to the Reconnect Real Estate Monthly Market Report. In this video, I'm going to be reading the market report provided by the Victoria Real Estate Board for April 2024, and I'll be discussing what it actually means to you, the consumer. If you have questions about any of this, or you want more information on what your home is worth or what you should expect to pay buying a home in the Greater Victoria area, you can use the link in the description to get in touch with us, and I would love to help you out. Okay, let's dig into it. So, this document is produced by the Victoria Real Estate Board every month, and what they do is they dig through all the statistics and they give us an idea of where the market's headed. Unfortunately, it's provided mostly for the benefit of real estate agents and the media, people who have a lot of experience in deciphering this stuff. So, my goal is to help you understand what it actually means. Let's get started. May 1st, a total of 678 properties sold on the Victoria Real Estate Board region this April, 6.4% more than the 637 properties sold in April 2023. So we're seeing a boost in sales. And 15.3% increase from March 2024, which is exciting. We're starting to see more sales. Sales of condominiums were up 1.5% from April 2023 with 208 units sold, and sales of single-family homes increased 3.7% from April 2023 with 337 units sold. Okay, so what does this mean? Well, generally, in what we're seeing is a boost in sales. This does not necessarily mean a boost in price. A lot of consumers get mixed up when they hear that there's been a boost in sales. They think that prices are higher, and it's just not the same thing. When we say sales, what we mean is actual transactions of homes being sold. Okay. The spring market, it continues, in Victoria kicked off with a gentle increase in sales when compared to last year and continued stable pricing, was said by the 2024 Victoria Real Estate Board Chair, Laurie Lidstone. These factors combined with growth in the available inventory has created a welcoming and more balanced market for buyers and sellers. Now, we're going to talk about this a lot throughout this report because what we have right here, right now, the market that we're in is a very easy to navigate, predictable, and stable market. And you couldn't have a better market for just about any kind of transaction. Okay, this is a great market to buy in, to sell in, to go find your first home. I know inventory is still expensive. Homes are expensive in Canada in general, and the West Coast is peak market. And yet at the same time, with that cast aside, this is as comfortable as it can be. So that's really encouraging. Now, here's some other good news. There were 3,017 active listings for sale on the Victoria Real Estate Board at the end of April 2024. 3,017, that's a lot of inventory, okay? That's an increase of 14% compared to the previous month. So since a month ago, we've seen a 14% boost in inventory. And remember, I said that sales were up 15%. So from March to April, we saw sales go up 15% and we saw inventory go up 14%. So what that means is that people are putting their homes on the market. I think that we're seeing a lot more seller confidence returning. They've been really nervous over the past few years because there's been so much disruption in our market. So sellers are choosing to put their homes on the market. And the great news is that buyers are showing up and buying them. And it's almost exactly in lockstep. Now, here's something else that's interesting. From last year, okay, so we take that 3,017 listings, we've seen a 47.7% increase from the 2,043 active listings that were on sale at the end of April 2023. So we're seeing a huge boost in confidence for sellers. Trust me, we've been talking to sellers over the past year, and all that they heard, unfortunately, from the media has been, it's a bad time to sell. It's a bad time to sell. The market's bad. The market's bad. Well, there's no such thing as a bad market. A market can be bad for a certain transaction, but it's not bad as a whole. It's just different, and it can, appeal to different moves. What is real, though, is the fact that we're seeing a boost in seller confidence, and buyers are confident too because they're showing up and they're buying this stuff. So this is just great all around. Okay. Back to the report. When we look back to previous spring markets, what we'll recall challenging conditions that were not present in the market this year, said Lidstone. Last year, interest rates were continuing upwards, which created unpredictability for buyers. They were scared, right? And again, they're hearing bad market, okay? The spring of 2022, going back 2 years, saw record lows of inventory, which created a pressurized environment for buyers and sellers. And then going back to the spring of 2021, we were marked with low inventory and impacted by the effects of the pandemic, right? We're stretching back 3 years now. So it's been since the pandemic that we haven't had a favorable market. And it's been really challenging for buyers and for sellers. Same thing. This year, we have a much healthier supply of inventory with numbers we have not seen since the summer of 2019. So 2019 was the last time that we saw numbers like this with good housing stock available for people to go out and shop. Combined with more stable pricing, this market is much easier to navigate for both buyers and sellers. People who are listing their homes can have confidence that they'll be able to find a new home, and sellers benefit from the stability of pricing and interest rates. If you're considering a move, now is the time to connect with your favorite local realtor and create your plan. I love that. That's awesome. Okay, so what does this all mean? Well, first of all, I've been talking a lot about seller confidence. Well, there's a lot to this. First of all, the sky's not falling on our head anymore. There's a lot less uncertainty with the market. But from the perspective of a seller, it can be really hard to plan, even in a seller's market where the market's going up really quickly. It can be hard for them to plan because, one, they might go buy something and not get the crazy pricing they expected because of the volatility in a seller's market. Often you're telling them, look, your house is worth $1,000,001, but you might get $1,000,003. How does anyone budget when the world's like that? And then if they don't buy first, they might end up selling their home. They might have a really hard time getting a home to purchase, and they might end up being in a position where they're forced to overpay to secure something, and they end up making a really bad investment decision. The only people who it's really good for to be in a very, very, very heated seller's market is people who are selling their home and not buying another home. And that's a very small percentage of the market. These are typically people who've owned their homes for a very long time. They're getting out of the market. And I'd love to see them do well, just like everyone else. But the truth is that usually they've built up such a stockpile of wealth inside the property because they've owned it for so long that it's a negligible point anyways. Okay. Sellers now can expect to find a home. We've got record high inventory. First time in like 5 years we've seen this much inventory. So they also know that coming out of this sale, we're going to have a predictable sale price. It'll be a reasonable sale period. They'll negotiate in a natural way with the buyer. And then they're going to turn around, they're going to go shop, and they'll be able to have some choice in the market. They're not going to be under huge pressure to move too quickly in terms of purchasing. And then as well with buyers, they're welcomed by options. So we're seeing options in terms of what they can shop for. And when they're negotiating, they're still often able to secure favorable terms like having inspections and financing. So it's a really comfortable market to navigate. Okay, let's talk about price. The home price index benchmark value for a single family home in the Victoria Core in April 2023 was 1.295800. So that's a year ago. The benchmark for the same home in April 2024 decreased by 0.9% to 1.2846, $1,284,600. But it was up from March's value, so that's a month ago, of 1.279. Here's the deal, guys. This is basically just flat. When we're talking about a $1 million+ home moving about 10 grand, we're looking at, less than a percentage point of movement. We're in a flat market. So don't read into if it's a little higher, a little lower. We do 500-600 transactions, 400 to 600 most months on the Victoria Real Estate Board, give or take. Some months are higher, whatever. But when you think about that, that's not a huge sample size. We're not selling Apple phones or gum where everybody has one of these things and everyone wants the newest thing right away, right? Like we're selling something that is a larger ticket item. It's a rare transaction for people. And we're in a market that there aren't that many transactions representing a huge amount of dollar volume. So the reason I'm saying all this is that a couple funny transactions could easily move the market by a percentage point like that. Now we try to smooth this all out. You heard that I was mentioning the home price index benchmark. That's designed to smooth these things out. But generally speaking, a shift in market value of a percentage point basically just reads as flat. So great, we're in a flat market for single family homes. Now, for a condo, for the Victoria Core area in April 2023, it was 564, and that same condo increased by 0.7 to 567.8, and it's up from the March value of 567.3. Again, this is a really flat market. If you priced your home a month ago, chances are it's going to sell for in the same range right now. If you're a buyer shopping, You're not going to be riding this wave where if you don't buy this month, you're going to pay more next month and pay more next month. This is a really healthy, stable market. So if you have questions about how this all works, you want to chat about it, you want to have us come and look at your home and give you an idea of what it'll go for, we'd love to do that. I'm always happy to connect. You can use the link in the description if you want to talk to us. And in the meantime, thank you for watching the video, and we'll get back with you in a month for some more.